Top EU chiefs are gathering in Tivat, Montenegro from this Thursday for the EU Western-Balkans summit. And Albania, Serbia, Montenegro, Bosnia and Herzegovina, North Macedonia and Kosovo are at various stages of trying to join the bloc. And that's cool, but your reporter is curious. With the EU already struggling to manage 27 member states, what's the point of Brussels pushing for enlargement right now? Let's see the map, because geographically the region is completely surrounded by the EU. And for nearly 2 decades, a period of relative calm kept enlargement on the back burner. But Russia's invasion of Ukraine shattered that peace, turning EU expansion into a critical security priority. But it's also about money. Look, the EU is already the region's primary trading partner and investor, and only last year, the total trade reached over 87 billion euros. And we're talking about a massive two-way exchange of heavy machinery, chemicals and metals flowing back and forth across the border. And hear me out on that. The EU exported far more than it imported, running a handsome profit. Yet, the EU is not the only power eyeing the region, oh no. Brussels faces immense outside pressure because Moscow, Beijing and Washington are all actively competing for strategic influence there. So if Europe leaves power vacuum on its doorstep, others will gladly fill it. And the region has already become a new frontline for geopolitical tensions. It is most visible in Serbia, where the government refuses to align with EU sanctions against Moscow. Finally, EU capitals fear adding more nations will paralyze decision-making under the current voting rules. This is why Albania and Serbia proposed a phased integration, temporarily waiving their veto rights just to get through the door. And as European Council Chief Antonio Costa travels around the region, Brussels is no longer driven by an idealistic dream of European unity. This is a cold calculation to secure borders. Because if the EU doesn't act, the alternative is a region politically dependent on Russia, economically reliant on Chinese investment, or potentially turned into the 51st state of the US, as it was already suggested with Greenland, or Iceland, or Canada. I mean, you get the point. Western Balkans, Ukraine, Moldova, but also Iceland and Canada. What do you think about EU enlargement, and are there any other countries that should be on that list?